King Mongkut's Memorial Park of Science and Technology. Nestled down in Prachuap Khiri Khan, where King Mongkut famously watched the solar eclipse that he predicted, this science and technology park occupies a massive amount of space along the coast. The highlights include the Waghor Aquarium, the Astronomy exhibit, and King Mongkut's statue. But is this park worth a visit? Find out in this review. Built in 1990 to honor the father of Thai science, this park has what you'd expect a nice science center to have. A decent themed aquariums, space and historical exhibits, and various other activities that people or kids can enjoy. When built, this was likely just as good of a science center as most places around the world. However, Thai amusement parks tend to not add new attractions or update attractions too much, as even Dreamworld has added few rides over the years, and Siam Amazing Park hasn't changed much since its massive 2008 edition of old attractions from Brunei. In a science sense, the inability to invest in updating the facilities does make some of the attractions feel dated, since it's obvious that you're going through a museum built around the early 1990s. This is a shame, as with the location, space for expansion, and overall legacy of King Mongkut, this should be a shining star of science for Thailand and all tourists who come and visit. But what about the roller coaster? I do also have a love for science museums, but this one added a kiddie coaster, which is a nice complement to show younger visitors science in action. However, by the time I got to visit, this coaster had been removed, or at least the rest of its track had been, as only the coaster train and a small section of track still exist. For someone seeking to ride the roller coasters of Thailand, this was a disappointment, but at least I got to meet the coaster train itself. As for the aquarium, it's not the best in the world. Coming from Vin Wonder's Phuquak, where one can see a massive modern aquarium, this aquarium is rather simple, with even more simple theming and ecosystem decor around the various exhibits. Despite this, the tanks themselves offer great views of massive fish, with only the limitation that they were designed at an earlier time to not be as grand as more modern aquariums. Though I am slightly worried that some were too big or crowded for their tanks, but it made watching and viewing them very enjoyable, as the fish life really popped out of the various aquariums. The aquarium isn't too long, but it should still take you a good hour to walk through, and at only 50 baht per person is more than reasonable for what you get. The Astronomy Building is a ways if you walk down the road, which you can actually drive there, so I'd suggest doing that. This experience was also free, which is always nice. This building has a variety of space-themed exhibits, though starts out with some historical exhibits about science and Thailand. Though much of the writing is in Thai, there are normally English translations on most of the signage throughout the museum, so any English speakers like myself can feel very comfortable being able to learn and appreciate the various knowledge that is being shared throughout the exhibit. I do like, in their general lack of updating style, that they simply removed Pluto's plaque when it got downgraded from being an official planet. When I visited on a Saturday, they did have a tram going every 30 minutes for 10 baht that would take you around the complex, which made it easy for me to at least see everything that they had and double check they didn't have a roller coaster hiding somewhere. There appears to be other buildings on the property, including one dealing with trains, but I ran out of time to explore more as I visited in the afternoon and they closed a bit early at 4 p.m. Beside the beach, there's also a giant statue of King Mongkut himself, so you can easily pay respect to the father of Thai science. Overall, how good is King Mongkut's Memorial Park of Science and Technology? This is a charming place, both for the history that it represents and as a time capsule into an earlier way of making a nice science center. By today's standards, the facilities will feel dated, though the experience is enjoyable. The experience would likely be decent for a family, but kids nowadays may be looking for more engaging activities than this. With a low price and my love for science and history, I think this place deserves a few hours stop, or more if you'd really like to explore, and I know I wish I had more time at this park. Just understand the nature of the museum that you're coming to visit. Have you visited King Mongkut's Memorial Park of Science and Technology? What areas did you like the best? If you got a chance to ride their kiddie coaster, I'd love to know more about it, such as what its name was, since that is not in the roller coaster database. Let me know, and as always, Kap Kun Krap.